and with 90% market holding. Then in the year 2023, the company set up its third manufacturing facility, and there we started manufacturing more value-added products like mutton flour, and then idli rava, rice powder, chana sattu, with a future vision of setting up our own namkeen manufacturing facility and utilizing the full capacity of the Unit 3 for producing gram flour, which will further be utilized in the manufacturing of namkeen. So with a future perspective, that unit was set up. Then in the year 2024, we were running the entire business to two proprietorship firms. We got transferred the entire business into a private limited entity, which is today SSMD Agrotech India Limited. In the mid of 2024, the company started also focusing on the brand building to make our brands reach to each and every household. During this time, we also got an in-principle approval of a $10 million investment in a company from a VC firm based in Las Vegas, and that money was coming in the form of CCD, but we did not close that idea as we and the investors could not get onto a common term sheet. Then with the vision of launching our brands and making our brands reach to each and every household, in the very early 2025, we launched one of a kind of a D2C dark store facility. It is basically a micro manufacturing facility through which we manufacture and produce fresh flour, oil and spices and deliver it to customers in a time space of 15 to 20 minutes. We combined technology with the business, which eventually resulted in a scalable business model. Now we are coming up with the IPO, and the company is running 3 manufacturing facilities in Delhi and 1 D2C dark store. And we are covering the entire northern India market through a distributor network. Also, we are dealing with direct institutional customers. And the IPO that we are about to come out will be opening up an IPO on the 25th of November. With the listing scheduled for the 2nd of December. The IPO size is 34.09 crores, of which 13.1 crore would be utilized in the working capital requirement of the company, and 6.83 crores would be utilized to pay off the company's debt, and 96.75 lakhs would be set up into the setting up of the recently mentioned, and 2.04 crores would be put into the setting up of 16 more such dark store facilities. The company has a future roadmap to get into the oil business, to get into the manufacturing of macaroni and pasta, and a lot of other products. The company is also about to launch a tech platform to empower all its distributors and the retailers. And last FY, we did a top line of 99.18 crores, and this year in the H1, we have already done 52.13 crores, and projecting to close this year at a top line of 120 to 130 crores. So this is a small story about us. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for detailed explanation about the company in a quick manner. Sir, please tell us about the industry where we operate into, because it's highly unorganized industry. So let's start with the industry first. कि आप थोड़ा industry के बारे में समझाइए कि अभी हमारा industry कैसा है, and what is the opportunity size we are looking in e-commerce and online industry, because I think there are hardly any organized players offering to the e-commerce platform. So please tell us about it.
Yeah. So if I talk about the market size in FY25, it is 11 lakh crore rupees, and the industry is increasing at a rate of 6.5% CAGR, with the expected market size to reach to 15 lakh crores in the year 2030. Though the market is very cluttered and competitive, but we take it as a very positive sign, with a huge market scope. And the industry and the sector that the company is dealing in is very defensive, but at the same time stable because of the huge demand of food products. Also, like the company is diversifying into different production categories, which creates a win-win situation for us. And the net distributor network that the company has created over the years, with the legacy that the company also carries because with its management, the company is very much positive to further expand into different production categories. The company is on a day-to-day basis interacting with a lot of retailers and distributors and tapping into different geographical locations. The company is also working to bring technology And whenever a business plus technology is involved, there becomes a very scalable model. We are very much hopeful and positive with the coming IPO that we'll be getting the attention of a lot of people, and the company will be very much growing at a very exponential rate ahead. And everything is set, and the future roadmap and the company's future plans are also there, for which the company has already started working. We have already started working with a foreign-based company, and in a JV, we'll be setting up a bottling plant in Delhi to start with the import of palm oil and soya bean oil, and create a distributor network in the entire northern India market. And the vast variety of products that the company has is in product as part of the company's portfolio, and the coming up of
I think we lost your connection. Can you please repeat again?
hello.
Please speak. Please
Am
continue.
I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So the company's future plans is to get into the oil business as well in a JV with a foreign-based company, to set up a bottling plant here and start with the import of palm oil and soya bean oil, and get a distribution network here. Along with that, the company's vision to set up 16 more such dark stores, which is just the beginning. And we want to become pan India, and through these dark store facilities, the company plans to connect to its customers directly through a very robust business model, and offer its customer an experience which is never given before. If I talk about other players and other startups that are working in the online grocery space like Zepto and Blinkit, they are first of all selling other brand products. Along with that, the freshness is not guaranteed in the kind of an experience that we can offer to our customers, because our products are freshly made there with the customization options available for the customers. And such kind of a experience curated for the customers is attracting a lot of attention to the company's brands and the company's position in the market.
Okay. Sir, can you briefly tell us about your two business models, which is one is D2C and the other one around? So, if you can quickly tell us about the distributor-led model and both, and the focus area which you have on the D2C side. So, please briefly tell us about it.
Yeah, like I mentioned, till the mid of 2024, the company was purely working into the bulk packaging. We were dealing with institutional customers who used to procure our products and to further manufacture their end product. We were dealing with distributors. We used to set up a distributor in a particular region, and that is a basically backbone of the industry, backbone of our business, and still continuing with tapping into different geographical locations and expanding our distributor network. At the same time, the company realized to create our brands a household name, for which we got into the D2C space. D2C space, we are exploring with the setting up of a micro manufacturing facilities, which we call as D2C dark store facilities. Through these facilities, we engage directly with the customers and fulfill their day-to-day demands of fresh flour, oil, and spices, and deliver it to them within a very short span of 10 to 15 minutes. So the company is working into the B2B space through a distributor-led model, dealing directly with institutional customers, as well as getting into the D2C space through the D2C dark store model of the company.
Okay, okay, got it, got it. And sir, in terms of, I think, our portfolio, as you have already explained, we got the brief understanding. Please tell us briefly about the manufacturing facilities now.
So we have three manufacturing facilities. The one got set up in the year 2019, with the first unit, with the smaller version of it, was set up in the year 2018. There we manufacture gram flour and then chana dal, and then we have processing of rice, along with we are manufacturing animal cattle feed, which basically names as chana, churi, khanda, and chilka. Then the second unit manufactures puffed rice and ramdana, with the further sorting of the muri rice, which is basically further procured to manufacture puffed rice at a traditional level. Then the unit 3 that we have basically manufactures quality added products, mainly, mutter flour, idli rava, rice powder, and that plant also has a packaging unit which we further repack all kind of agro food products and sell out in the market. And one is a D2C dark store facility for the company, in which we are manufacturing fresh flour along with multigrain atta, offering the customers a kind of a customization option, mustard oil, coconut oil, and along with we are manufacturing spices out there. These are the manufacturing facilities that the company has as of now. Hello.
Yes, yes. So I think we have already explained your strategies as well. Please tell us about the company's strengths, weakness, opportunities. Uh,
If I talk about the company's strength, it's like the vast variety of products in the categories the company is dealing into, the brand loyalty that the company has created over the time period, and the vast network of distributors that the company has, and dealing into the sector which is a very high demand, which is a very stable sector, I would say. Weakness, if I talk about, obviously there's a lot of competition in the market because of a lot of players into the same industry. The price, the margins are very crucial and thin. If I talk about the opportunities, there's a lot of market still left in the northern India region itself for the company to tap further, with future plans of getting in, opening up exports as well as expanding the D2C business. If I talk about the threats, there are climatic changes and the seasonality, and the market is very volatile in the sense, with little regulatory changes also. So these are the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and the threats that the company has.
got it, got it. Sir, you can also briefly tell us about the management, the experience they have.
So in the year 1980, like I told you, the business was initiated by my grandfather and father, Mr. Jayagopal Manjal. He's the chairman at the company with 45 years of experience. And then post completion of my BTech in information and technology, I joined the business in the year 2016 with 9 years of experience. Then Mrs. Surbi Manjal, who is a whole-time director with a degree in marketing and sales and international business. She handles the new products and the brands and the marketing for the company. So the company has a management who's experienced enough and learning on day-to-day basis and is ready to accept the new changes that the industry offers.
Got it. Sir, also briefly tell us about the key ratios, how they have been fared over the past 3 years, the financials.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Hello. I'm really sorry, I did not get.
Yeah, sir. As you can see on the screen, please briefly tell us about the key financial ratios, how they have fared over the past 3 years, and how you foresee going forward.
So if I talk about FY25, we did a PAT of 5.37 crores over a top line of 99.18 crores. And FY26, we are projecting to close with a top line of 120 crores with a PAT margin of 6.3% and 8 crore rupees of PAT. If I talk about the inventory days that the company keeps, the inventory holds inventory and raw material for a time period of like 50 days, with a working capital cycle of 38 days and having receivable days of 11 days and payable days of 16 days. If I talk about in comparison to the peers around, so the company has the highest EPS of 9.74. These are the basic ratios that I would like to highlight. And the high ROE and ROC, which we can see is like 130.46 and 100.85, is because of the transfer of the two firms business into the private limited. Hello.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
So till where I was clear? Can you know that?
I think transform. So I think uh,
I have covered the ROE and the
yeah,
ROC
yeah,
as
yeah,
well as trade payables days and inventory
yes,
days, receivable days. Yeah.
yes. So can you hear us?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you have covered briefly. Uh, we can compare. Please briefly tell us about how the listed peers you are stacked up with.
See, if I talk about the HOAC Foods, which is really doing great in the market, but their business model is just into the D2C space. On the other hand, if I talk about us, we are into B2B as well as D2C space. And if I talk about the industry margins, the D2C model basically attracts somewhere between 15 to 20% of PAT, and the B2B business attracts somewhere between 5 to 10%. With the proposed namkeen manufacturing facility that the company has which we are about to come out with the IPO proceeds, will be attracting a PAT margin of 10 to 15%. With the oil industry that the companies were planning to get into, will be attracting somewhere 4 to 5%. So overall, if I talk about the company's diversification to different production categories, will enable the company to attract very good margins the coming time, along with very high revenues that the company has projected to. We have projected the FY28 to close it at a top line of 250 to 280 crores. And with the pace that the company has been working from last 3 years, and with the proposed future plans for the company, we are very much optimistic in going a lot ahead in comparison to our peers.
So, we can quickly discuss about the issue overview, if you can.
Yeah, so the issue size is of 34.09 crores, of which I have already given the bifurcation. Along with that, it is 28 lakh 70,000 equity shares that we are offering in the market, of which 1,56,000 of equity shares has been booked for the market maker. Along with that, 27,000 equity shares has been allotted to the QIB, with 13 lakh 70,000 equity shares for the NII portion, and 13 lakh 17,000 equity shares for the RII portion. Along with that, we are opening up our IPO on the 25th of November, 25th till 27th, with the listing schedule for the 2nd of December, with the price band varying from 114 to 121.
Okay.
The minimum lot size of 2,000 equity shares.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, so I think thank you for a brief description about the company. I open the floor for the investors to ask the question. They can raise their hand and put up the question also in the chat box.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Thank you for the business, sir, for explaining the business very well.
Yeah, hi Naman.
Yes. Hello, sir. Sir, actually, I wanted to ask about the D2C business model.
Okay.
So we recently entered into D2C business model by opening D2C dark store factories. So I wanted to understand about supply chain logistics and setting up retail operations, because D2C, you see, it's a very difficult, to. So I just wanted what strategies are we planning, and apart from that, what will be the average revenue from store that we have opened? I guess we have opened a few. And what will be the number of stores which will be opening in 26-27?
Right. So we started as a pilot project in the year 2025, with the operations of the first D2C dark store started in the month April. And we are projecting a monthly revenue of 4 to 5 lakh rupees from each dark store. With that have already been achieved through our first dark store in the very 6 months of its operations. If I talk about the logistics, the D2C dark store facility that the company plans to set up is basically around the residential societies. Like the first store we recently set up in the Neel Padam Kund Society based in Ghaziabad. When we talk about delivering quality food products in a quick time to our customers, the geographical location and the situation where we set up the store matters a lot for us. Like if I talk about the first store that we set up is inside the residential society itself. Whenever a customer places us an order, the product is manufactured freshly and the logistics cost very gets reduced to nil, as there's not any kind of a or a two wheeler or a or a delivery fleet, I would say, that the rider has to use to deliver it to the customer. Though once the order is received, it is manufactured, then it is directly delivered to the customer's house within a very short span of time. If I talk about the backend that controls the entire supply chain, we have our own fleet of trucks, and we have our own logistics to fulfill these dark stores. We have proposed and planned to set up three more dark stores in FY26 itself, with 13 dark stores proposed to set up in FY27, with one star dark store already in operation as of now.
Okay, got it. So that's great. So from whatever little understanding I have about this business, I think that contamination or deterioration risk exists at every stage, whether it is manufacturing or storage or delivery. So what quality control processes or quality standards are we maintaining to ensure minimal contamination or deterioration?
The reason behind opening up this D2C kind of a concept is that the company is very much focusing on delivering fresh produce. If I talk about flour, if you order any kind of a brand flour from, let's just say, Zepto or Blinkit, that product is manufactured in the factory, let's just say, a month back. Then that product is brought down from the company's warehouse to the Zepto's or Blinkit's mother warehouse. Then from that mother warehouse, it is brought down to the dark stores and then further delivered to you. So that produce which you are ordering currently from Zepto or Blinkit is something which has been produced a month or 2 months back. That is basically how the B2B industry works. Even we are working into that space. But with this D2C model, if I talk about, that was a main concern behind launching a kind of a concept where we can deliver freshness to the customers in a very short span of time. So that is how the company stands out in comparison to other, and controls the overall contamination and the quality assurance that you just mentioned.
Understood, sir. Sir, and last thing I wanted to ask about the status of our collaboration with the German-based company in edible oils. You mentioned it, right?
Yeah. So it's a Spain-based company by the name of Isasa Exports, and we recently had a soft talk with them and are about to sign a MOU in the recent time. And in a JV, we'll be setting a bottling plant in Delhi itself, and we'll be starting with the import of palm oil and soybean oil. With the distributor network already created for the company to sell these products, and very soon, most probably in a month or a 2 months gap, we'll be starting off with the operations.
Got it, sir. Thank you. I'll get back in line if there's anything.
Sure.
Next question, please.
Hello, is my voice audible?
Yeah, Hardik, you're audible.
Yeah, hi sir.
Hi, Hardik.
So my first question was regarding what is the object of the issue? Can you please elaborate more, how the money will be used?
Yeah. So 13.1 crores would be utilized in the working cap to meet the working capital requirement of the company, and 6.83 crores would be used to pay off the company's debt, and 2.04 crores would be put it up into the setting up of the 16 more such dark stores, and 96.75 lakhs would be utilized to set up the namkeen manufacturing facility for the company. So this is the overall procedure. Rest would be put into the GCP and the issue expense.
Okay, got it, sir. So another question was regarding, sir, we are focusing more on this D2C model. So how do we generate sales in this business? I was going through the website. I couldn't find any a link to buy or something. So how does this whole our sales work in this segment?
With the first store in operations, the company has future plans to even launch an application through which the customers will be able to order. As of now, with the first store in operations, we are connecting directly with the customers through the WhatsApp groups, and we are on daily basis we are pushing offers to the customers and receiving orders and interacting with the customers to offer them kind of a personal touch. So as of now, the company does not have any kind of a tech or a website through which the customers can order. But in the future plans, with the 16 stores coming into operations, we'll be launching up an app through which the customers will also be able to confirm their order.
Got it, sir. So, just to elaborate more on this question,
Yeah.
So like when these society houses buy stuff from you, so they like have it on subscription model or they have a one-time supply kind of thing.
No, there's no subscription kind of a model. There's
Hmm.
a one-time buy that you do and make the payment in exchange. So that is how things happen.
Okay, got it, sir. So another thing you mentioned about going into a GV for edible oil. So what's your whole thought process behind it? Because we are like, as you already mentioned in D2C models, we are getting around 15-20% PAT margins. In the oil business, you can hardly make money of like 2-3% in the PAT something. So like, what's your whole thought process behind it, and what is the possible margin that we are targeting in the edible oil segment?
The edible oil industry, if I talk about the company's plan to get into, is to control the entire supply chain. We being a major supplier of gram flour to all the namkeen manufacturers, if I talk about. So namkeen manufacturing process requires gram flour as one of the major raw material. Along with that, oil is consumed at a very high level. Along with that, the companies itself getting into the namkeen manufacturing space. For that itself, oil would be required as a major ingredient. Alongside the kind of a distributor network that we've already created, we did a feedback and we did a research and a one-to-one talk with the distributors and retailers. Oil is something which obviously has a little less margin, but not 2 to 3%. I would say we are very much positive to take it somewhere between 5 to 6%, adding up a lot of revenue to the company and adding up a lot of control over the entire supply chain and offering the distributors a kind of a product portfolio through which their dependency on the companies increases. So adding up oil along with other products will be a win-win situation for the company in increasing the company's overall revenue as well as profit margins and a market hold that the company will be able to create among the distributors.
Okay, yeah, I got it. I understand. Thank you so much, sir. Best of luck for that.
Pleasure, Adik. Thank you.
Sir, we do have few questions in the chat box. I'll just read out to you. CapEx plan coming year. How do you differentiate from Patanjali Ashirwad, customer concentration and the top 10 customer percentage of revenue? And what is your plan to improve margins and drive future growth?
So if I talk about the CapEx plan coming year is basically initiating. Hello. Hello. So if I talk about the capex plan for the company, it is very well initiating with the setting up of the namkeen manufacturing facility, followed by the setting up of a bottling plant for the import of oil, along with setting up of a roasted chana plant and a macaroni pasta manufacturing facility. If I talk about how do we differentiate from Patanjali and Ashirwad, like I mentioned, these products are manufactured on a B2B basis. If I talk about Patanjali and Ashirwad, mainly concentrating on atta as Ashirwad, one of the main leaders, we'll be offering a kind of a customization to the customers and the freshness delivered in very quick time. So that is something which Patanjali and Ashirwad is not offering as of now. If I talk about the top 10 customers, percentage of revenue, I'm really sorry that I don't have the figures right now. We've already shared the data for the same. And the plan to improve the margins and to drive future growth is to expand into different categories. Like the D2C model that we're getting into will be attracting a higher margin of 15 to 20%. Namkeen industry will be attracting a higher margin of 10 to 15%. So overall, the product diversification and categorization will be helping the company to improve on margins and drive future growth.
Okay, we do have more questions. Why there is a huge spike in the receivables?
So our industry works on a credit basis. The B2B industry works on a credit basis. with the increase of internal accruals and good amount of cash flow, with the increased amount of money that we put into the working capital of the requirement, there's an increase in the receivables to offer and tap to more distributors and increase our distributor network. So the more you engage with the distributors and the more you kind of provide them a little higher credit, the overall company's business grows. So this is a particular reason that we have been collaborating and increasing our distributors and giving them a kind of a comfortable payment system by increasing our receivable days.
Okay. I think you might have answered this, but do you have any plans on listing on quick commerce like Zepto and Blinkit? And also, can you let us know about the oils that are manufactured in dark store with the time? And when the scale increases, is there any plan to centralizing the oil extraction and bottling process?
When the company, like I told you, in the mid of 2024, started focusing on the brand building and introducing a brands to each and every household, we had words with Zepto and Blinkit and tried to understand their business model. Overall, with the end up interaction, we realized that we will be ending up making a lot of loss working with these players. Reason being that the company has to take the responsibility in case of any spoilage being done at the warehouse of Zepto and Blinkit, and then you have to make sure of the returns to be taken, the products get expired, be rat bitten, you have to take them back. So overall, when we did the unit economics, we realized that we'll be ending up making a loss. But at the same time, the company's vision and strategy to make our brands a household name, we had to step into the D2C space, for which we launched our own D2C model, through which we started engaging and providing our customer products to the customers. Like the first D2C facility that we set up in a residential society, that residential society has a population size of 2,000 people, and being a very small society, I would say, with the future plans of setting up our dark stores in societies which are more highly populated. Through this kind of setting up of such dark store facilities and engaging with such kind of a confined audience, through this strategy, the company holds on to the entire profit margins, with controlling the entire supply chain. As of now, the company does not have any plans of again listing themselves on Zepto and Blinkit, instead focusing our own channel and growing it further. If I talk about the oils that are manufactured in the dark store, is basically mustard oil, because mustard oil has a very huge demand. We have a unit size of extruder along with a filtration plant, with the automatic bottling setup, which is a very small micro setup, I would say, but it fulfills the requirement of that particular store to deliver quality mustard oil to the customers.
Okay, so we have a question from Renal. The sale of your products is concentrated in the state of Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. Any plans for adding more states and de-leveraging current states strategy applications to grab market share in other states?
We are covering the entire northern India market, Renal. It is not just Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. We have distributor network in Delhi NCR, UP, Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand and Himachal. And stepping into the southern part or the western part or the eastern part, it is not something that the company has currently plans with, because the areas in the northern India that we are dealing in, like the states I've just mentioned, there's a lot of further scope and tap into different more geographical locations. So once we are done with covering the entire northern India, then we'll be stepping on to the different directions of the map. And any plans for adding more states, I've already mentioned, developing current state strategy applications to grab market share in other states. When basically, we tap into any kind of a geographical location. So we, do a R&D, we interact with the local distributors and the retailers out there. And, understanding the market economics and the demand, we keep introducing different products to meet that particular area demand. Because even if I talk about gram flour, if I get down to the deep knowledge of it, in gram flour, if I talk about Mota basin in a particular area is manufactured, has to be manufactured with a particular grit. and in other state and other area the motor basin has to be manufactured in another variety of grit level. So these understandings which the company's sales teams when steps down to the local level at the root level, and with this kind of an understanding, and we keep introducing and modifying as per the requirements of the company and push our products to the distributor network.
So we have a question from Mr. Anubhav. While oil business will increase the revenue of the company, there is an inherent forex and commodity price fluctuation risk. Please share the hedging policy that the company will have.
Anubhav, this hedging policy that you're mentioning, that you recently asked, the oil business, like I told you, we are in soft talks with the ISASA-based company, and it is not kind of a thing that we'll be purchasing from and then selling out in the market. In a joint venture, it will be done very much similar to Adani and Wilmar. How do they do it? And hedging policy to counter all these kind of inherent forex and commodity price fluctuation risk is something which the company and the management is working on, and will be out once everything has been finalized.
Okay, we have a question from Sia. Is there any seasonality and cyclicality? So seasonal variation in sale volumes H1 versus H2, which is heavy.
Yeah, there is a lot of seasonality and the market is very volatile, but not being overconfident, being confident on the company's experience and the management's experience. We are very well aware about when to hold the inventory, when to release the inventory, when to procure, what month of the year is the best to procure any kind of a raw material, and when is the time when we have to release the inventory because of worse weather conditions. At times, there's a kind of an insect problem that the crop and the raw material gets into. But working over from last so many years, and with the management's experience in the same industry, that kind of a guidance from the management has been helping the new generation and third generation to counter all these problems in a very healthy way.
We have a question from Mr. Bharat Shah. Expected timeline of completion, revenue and margin post completion of CAPEX for the automated namkeen manufacturing unit.
So we have targeted to complete the CAPEX installation of the namkeen manufacturing facility by the end of February 2026. I just missed on the question. And the margins post completion of the CAPEX, that particular product category of namkeen would be attracting somewhere between 10 to 15% of margins for the entire business. And yes, this is for the automatic namkeen manufacturing. Yes.
Sure. So can you please explain more on inventory turnover that can be achieved, the current and post-owned store expansion, and how do you compete with tech-heavy Blinkit Zepto? What are the internal targets for FY2027 top line and margins?
Which question is this? I'm not able to get it.
The question is from someone named as SR.
Okay, please explain more on inventory turnover that can be achieved, current and post-owned stores expansion. Yeah, so the inventory days, if I talk about the FY25, is 43 days, with projected in the FY26 will be keeping an inventory of 50 days. Reason being on the increased business that the company is attracting. If I talk about in comparison to FY25, the H1 that we closed in FY24 did a top line of 28 crores with double amount of the revenue that we're generating this year, resulting in the increased product demand and the quality acceptance being created among the retailers and distributors. We have projected to increase our inventory days to 50 days. What was the next question? Current and post, how do you compete? So how do we compete with tech-heavy Blinkit and Zepto? Sir, I would say that Blinkit and Zepto are something which are selling other product brands. There's not kind of an exclusivity in comparison to us. We call ourselves as EBOs, which is exclusive brand outlets, where we are controlling the entire supply chain. Along with that, the freshness that we guarantee and the kind of a customization option that we guarantee to the customers. It's not something which can be offered by Zepto and Blinkit. Customization, I mean by that, whenever a customer wants to order multigrain atta, let's just say, some customer wants more of soya and less of chana, so that kind of a customization thing can be done. But that is something which can't be done if I talk about the tech-heavy Blinkit and the Zepto apps.
Okay, so the next question is, your operations are dependent on the supply of large amounts of raw material like rice, wheat, etc. So you have any long-term agreements with the supplier?
We don't have any kind of a long term. The industry basically does not work on any kind of a long term agreement with the suppliers. We have direct contacts with a lot of millers, like for the manufacturing of puffed rice. Muri rice is procured and basically from mills based in West Bengal and Chhattisgarh. And the millers and the owners, we are directly in touch with them. Along with that, other raw material, like if I talk about Ramdana we procure from Palanpur, and the people processing out there, the company is in direct contact with the management of those companies. Along with that, the chana that we procure is basically procured from mandis based in Rajasthan and then Andhra and Maharashtra. So there's a kind of a mandi system that operates, in which brokers are there. The farmers gets out to the mandis with their produce to sell it in the mandis, and through the broker channel, players like us who are into manufacturing of and the grinding of these products and the processing of these products procure through the broker system. So there's not any kind of a long-term agreement with the supplier, but there's a direct and a continuous supply of raw material without any breakage in the supply chain.
Okay, we have a question from Anubhav. He's saying that according to the presentation, we see that this company is a food processing company, a business. So why is it termed as a manufacturing company?
If I talk about the food processing that accumulates around the products as atta, masala and oil, it is a very small portion for the entire company. The entire company's manufacturing process, if I talk about, revolves around the manufacturing of gram flour, chana dal, with a very heavy investment on the capex and the kind of a complex manufacturing process that the company has for the production of these products. So the processing of atta through the chakkis and the oil extraction is a very small portion for the entire company's manufacturing processing process. The entire product chain that revolves around the company's product portfolio is manufactured through our own company's owned manufacturing facilities, which is a very complex kind of a machinery through which we manufacture these products. That's why we term our company as a manufacturing company instead of just a food processing company.
Okay, so we have a question from Mr. Jairam. The company will soon be launching its daily essential brand, Ultra Dulhai, offering detergents, washing powders and cleaning products. Preparation for the launch are already underway, with the trademark registration having been filed and packaging material development has been initiated. So what is the latest update on above matter, if you can guide us on that?
Next year from January, the supply of the daily essential product, basically the detergent powder that the company is launching through its brand Ultra Dhulai, will be live in the market from January 2026.
Okay, so these are the questions from the chat box. Now if anybody else has a question, you can either raise your hand or unmute yourself for asking the question.
I think we are done with the questions.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
I just wanted to confirm, is there any outsourcing of work being done in case the present capacity is not met in the near future?
Yes, the manufacturing facilities that we have has still scope for to reach to its maximum utilization. The facilities are yet not working at its 100% utilization. And in the future scope, if I talk about, the company does not have any plans or relying on a third party manufacturer to get its product manufactured, because we don't believe in the strategy of getting because the quality control is something which the company is very much strict about, and we don't find it that it will be very easy to maintain that kind of a quality level by getting our products manufactured from a third party.
As per your RHP, the permanent employees are less than 50. So considering 3 manufacturing facilities, 1 dark store, and delivery vehicle drivers and all, how do you manage it with so less employees?
There's a lot of temporary employees that the company has to take on for the loading and the unloading things. Along with, from the very initial stage, the company focuses on setting up kind of a manufacturing facility which involves very less hands and is kind of an automated system through which the products gets manufactured.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
If anybody else has any questions, you can go ahead. All right, I think you have answered all the questions. So now I would like to thank Mr. Vishnu Munjal for briefing us about the company, and we wish you all the luck for your IPO.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time. Looking forward. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining the call. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.